And next to what is perhaps the most intriguing domestic political story right now, the influence of Elon Musk on Britain. The billionaire behind Tesla and X and the mission to colonise Mars, he has picked the mother and father of all fights with Keir Starmer, who he views as an anti-free speech extreme socialist. He baits him on X, and he's promoted the online petition for a new general election here. His father told me recently there was nothing the British Prime Minister could do to build bridges with his son. So how does Starmer, trying to make nice with Donald Trump, even begin to cope with this man who calls himself Trump's first buddy? There are even suggestions that Musk is contemplating giving $100 million to Nigel Farage and Reform UK, which would give it rocket propellant as the challenger party to topple Labour. My next guest, the writer Tom McTague, has floated the idea that Farage could emerge in 2029 as our next Prime Minister, but he also has an answer to the immediate dilemma that Sir Keir faces. Tom, great to have you on the show. This is an absolute nightmare for Keir Starmer because Musk is very, very powerful, very rich, very influential, and he's not showing any signs of drawing back at all.
That's absolutely right. I don't think we've seen a figure like Elon Musk for a long time in global politics. I don't know, but you would have a good idea.
I can't think of anyone.
I was thinking of it's almost like the Victorian times and the Victorian Titans, where you merge kind of commercial interests with political interests, but also you're doing this in the world's superpower, and you're combining it with a technological revolution that perhaps we need to go back to the Industrial Revolution to understand its potential. So all of that is coming together with this added kind of romance, I guess, of space exploration into this one defining figure of Elon Musk. And then he's aiming his fire directly at us here in the UK and trying to influence our politics. We haven't seen this before.
So we come back to what Keir Starmer can possibly do about it. It is possible that the two men, Trump and Musk, will eventually fall out. I can see signs. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some big bust-up. But if there isn't, somehow Starmer needs to find a way of dealing with him. And in the recent piece you've written for Unheard, a very good piece, congratulations on that, you have a suggestion. Just tell us what it is.
Well, it's a fascinating one, and it came to me from somebody I was speaking to recently who said that there is one character in British politics who has a direct line into Elon Musk, and that is Tony Blair. Now, this is a fascinating idea, and the way it was put to me is that Tony Blair is operating now in this kind of stratosphere that most of us just don't even understand. It's a world of billionaires and political leaders way beyond Europe and the United States, the leaders of Saudi Arabia and Singapore and Indonesia. And he has these connections through his business, and he has a connection to a guy called Larry Ellison, who's the world's third richest man, who is the majority shareholder in Oracle. He's also a major shareholder and good friend of Elon Musk, a shareholder in Tesla, I should say.
So there is perhaps the channel between the two. And, of course, in his recent book, Tony Blair was very laudatory about Elon Musk as a great innovator. Tom, I would encourage everybody to go to Unheard and read that piece. Really interesting. Thank you very much indeed for talking to me tonight.
Talking of money and reform, can I ask you about this stuff around Elon Musk? He has got himself involved in British politics by doing a lot of social media posts, taking aim at Keir Starmer, raising questions about the judiciary here. Is there any truth to the suggestion that he is about to donate a very significant pot of money to Reform UK? And if so, how that would be apparently possible?
So we don't know yet whether he is definitely going to do this, but I think it's fair to say Elon Musk is pretty active on social media platforms, and he definitely hasn't shut down the suggestion that he might give the party $100 million. Nigel Farage as well, of course, the leader of Reform, has said that he and Elon are in touch. He hasn't also poured cold water on it, but said he doesn't know anything about it. But, I mean, this could be a serious problem for not just the Tories, but also the Labour Party. There are some suggestions that, number one, he would be able to make this donation by essentially doing it through the UK subsidiary of X rather than as a foreign donation. If you do a foreign donation, it's capped at a certain amount, so that's much harder to do. But there was a suggestion this morning in the papers that maybe the UK government might do something like a suggestion of trying to cap any donations from political parties at £100,000. Essentially, I think, because they are pretty concerned about this. In their manifesto, they have committed to protecting democracy by strengthening the rules around donations to political parties. But I mean, Elon Musk is already a bit of a thorn in their side, saying that Britain's a tyrannical police state, suggesting that Reform are going to win the next general election. He's taken a real interest in British politics, and I don't think it's one that Keir Starmer's going to be thrilled about.
Certainly